up YouTube? Welcome to More Trades. Welcome to the channel. Haven't done a long video in a while from the PC. It's always short updates, but we've had some boring price action at times. Nothing more to add, nothing much to say about it. But as of today, we saw some kind of interesting action to the downside. Not unexpected. If you watch my previous videos that I posted a few days ago, this was a probable target, 19.3, and now we're getting a bounce. Where do I think we could bounce at? For that, I like to use Fibonacci's and Elliott wave counts to determine the possibilities of where could we be going. So if I look at this chart over here, it's Bitcoin. At the moment you can see we had the drop. This is on the 15 minutes. We're having the retrace to the 50 EMA. If we get rejected, then we're going to come down again, but I don't think so we're going to get rejected just yet. Let's go on the 4 hourly, and I'm going to look at my Elliott wave counts. For those of you who don't know what's Elliott wave counts, it's just how the market moves. It's basically speculation, but sometimes it gives you an idea, or it also gives you points where you would want to come out of a trade because you know there's a reversal going to happen. So what's happening over here is that I have charted out my Elliott wave count and the possible trajectory of the price, and I'll just remove all these trend lines that I have. I've been charting them ever since Bitcoin was maybe when Bitcoin dropped down from 69k. I've been watching these trend lines. Some of them are old, I need to get rid of them. But yeah, let's look at the possibilities and where could we be headed. At the moment, we have, you can see this green wave count I have over here from the impulse from 22,787. This is on the micro. I have a big account, but this is on the micro. So this big wave was a wave 1, which is huge. And this was a bounce to 2. They meet my Fibonacci retracement levels and extension levels. And after wave 2, we get the third wave. So we usually have an impulse that is 5 waves, then we have a retracement that could be 335 or 333 or just a 1 2 3, and if you dissect it, you see more waves, obviously. So just to keep it simple, this was my wave 1, it ended over here, then we had a wave 2 up, and we're having a wave 3 down. In the wave 3 we had a 1 2, and this is the third of the wave 3. In this third wave, obviously it doesn't have to end here. I presume that it could have ended here, and we have a 4 and we're going down for a 5. This could just be still the beginning of wave 3. It could be a 1/3 and we're going down. But the size of this wave 2, it's relatively quite small. I mean, let's look at the retracement from the top of 1 to the bottom of 1. Wave 2 retraced almost to the 0.236, didn't quite get there, but yeah, almost 0.36. A wave 2 usually prefer to go 0.618. Anyways, I expected us to come down to test 18,820, and at the moment we could still have that. That's not finished yet. We might just have a 1. And we're going up for a 2, then we come up for a 3, and eventually get to 18,820. And if that is done, we have a 1 2, and then wave 1 of this big wave 3 you see would be over. If this whole thing ends, the 5 wave, or if it ended, then we'll be going up for a wave 2. We're counting, you see the number 2 over here from 2 to 3, that's a wave 3 in green. Let me get rid of this. Once this move is finished, that will be a wave 1, and then we go up in a 2, and we'll be coming back in a 3 and a 4, and a 5. Then we'll complete wave 3. And this was done with fibs. I expect wave 3 could take us down to 16,215 to be quite 16,197.49. Then we would have a bounce. The bounce could take us as high as 18,689. Then we could go down and visit 14,745. However, it's a weekend. Weekends are very treacherous if you're not already in a trade. I don't advise people to trade weekends. Some people only trade weekends because that's the time that they have free to trade. But that's my count for now. That's on the not on the macro, on the micro. If I want to go on the macro, I'll show you one more count that I have. This needs us to be on the daily possibly so we could see it. Yeah. Mind the vertical lines or the flip times. I didn't chart new ones, but they were working perfectly, and I was calling out in advance that moves would be happening. Of course, I wouldn't always be able to say exact to the upside, to the downside. It's speculation, but they're pivot points, as you see. Anyways, this is my macro count from 69k. We came down in a big white wave 1. In the wave 1 we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We finished, we bounced to a wave 2, and we came down in a 3. In the 3 we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we bounced for 4 that ended at around 25k. Met my target almost. Sorry, not the, yeah. This is the macro wave 4. It went up to 32. Then we're coming down for a 5. In the wave 5, we'd have a 1, 2. I'll show you that. A 1, and then it came down and went up for a 2. And we came down for 3 that hit something's not right. Okay, I know what's wrong. See, the white wave 5 is not over yet. That's what I mean. We came down for a 3 at 17.5, and we bounced for a 4. This is the 4 that I said was completed and kind of exceeded my target. It went up as 25. So I will bring it out here, my wave 4, and my wave 5 will be going down. This wave 5 would be the wave 5 of the bigger wave 5. You see this white line? That's the wave 5. So that's what I'm expecting. How low could it go? If we are done over here with the up move and we're going down, if wave 5 is finished, we could be going very low. Let's see, let's count it from around 69k. The length of wave 1 is up to here, to the peak of the wave 4. And if we say we go to 1 to 1, actually no, not 1 to 1, the 0.618 will bring us down to 3000, the 0.5 7,400, and 0.382 11,752. However, I don't like to bring it up from 69k. It's pretty extreme. I will take this micro count over here. We'll pull it from the peak over here. Even that won't give us an accurate count. So the high was 31,745 and the low was 29.2. Somewhere around here, 260 roughly. Okay, if we look at this, then our target wave 5 would give us at least a 1 to 1. We've exceeded that for this count. So I wouldn't look at that either. I would come here. This is my new count. This is the finishing. For now it's a wave 505, and I'll take it from the peak 1, and if I say my 1 finished over here, or the 1 as I said finished over here, 4 hourly would be better, or the hourly would be a much clearer picture. Okay, so if I say wave from here, this was 1, and the 4 spiked up. The 1-to-1 easily 18,360, 1.618 can bring us down to 15,604. 2.618 would be 11,144. So this is in the macro. So what am I expecting for Bitcoin to come? The weekend is coming. The weekend we might have a lot of low volume, but we had a big, I mean, we've overstretched to the downside. Look at that move. It is to be recovered. We have vectors in there. We have candles of high volume in there, as you'll see from the indicators. If we go to the hourly, for some reason, oh, there you go. And let's pull up another chart. If you look at this chart and look at that, we have vector candles that could take us easily to the tip to 22,850. So it's quite possible. And if we exceed that, then the count would change. My Elliott wave count would change. And I would say we still didn't start our wave 5 possibly. So yeah, we still have liquidity. We didn't grab 22.85. We have liquidity over here. See, we tried to grab it, but we just wicked above. We have liquidity at 23.6, 23.8, up to the 25k range. So in my opinion, the weekend is treacherous. We might see some moves on light volume. We are at the 50, we're getting support at the 50 EMA, and we are above a line of support, 19,520. This move down, had a spike of volume. We had a spike of volume down. Then we're moving up in a decrease of volume. Could this be a fake acceptance of the range? Because if it is an actual acceptance range, usually you'd see it with an increase of volume and we start picking up. This is on the 15 minutes. We have a point of control over here at around 19,779, which would be a big order block. See over here? This would be a good point if someone's to consider a short, not financial advice, just telling you what I see in the market. We went below our value area low of this entire range that I took. This is a volume profile that goes from, let me show you, that took it from this range and is still valid. 19th of August, somewhere around 19th, 20th of August, stretched it out, and this is our POC. As you see, we're still respecting it. We went and wicked below our value area low. We're respecting it, so it's a good range. We are in a descending channel. A descending channel is a bullish formation, this purple channel, and breaks to the upside. If we break to the upside from this descending channel, we could easily pump to this descending channel, a break of it, depending when we do it. Say if we do it into the FOMC, that's what I want to get to next. FOMC meeting coming. If you say we're just a day before the FOMC or two, we would have a breakout, then we could go to 20,574. It's not very far-fetched, it's not very far away. It's easy for Bitcoin to do it in one day. It could do it twice. Something I want to point out, a very important date to keep on your calendar is the 21st of September. That's when we're gonna get the interest rate hikes. Federal funds rate, they're expecting a forecast of 3.25. So let's see, what does that mean? So they're expecting a 75 basis point increase. That is probably already priced in the market. We already moved the move for that. So whatever happens next doesn't matter. Maybe we won't even move lower. We could move lower, but maybe we won't even move lower. And we've already priced it in the market that the Feds are going to increase the interest rate to 0.75. So what I'm expecting for next week into the FOMC meeting, I expect we could have, it's just a speculation, but I believe we could have a big rally that could take us maybe to that 20,000, 21 range, 22 range. We could have that into the Fed meeting, because we know when the Fed meets, markets, when Fed Chair Powell speaks, markets act funny and they start moving. So we've dumped. If we had pumped now, instead of this whole dump, I would say we might dump just before the FOMC meeting, then we might dump after the FOMC meeting or something like that. But we dumped prior to that. Don't get me wrong, my bigger view or the bigger picture is that we are going down. Welcome everybody to the stream. If you're watching, if you have any coins you want me to talk about, you may put them down. So yeah, my bigger picture, my bigger view is that we are going down. We are going to see that 14K at least. I'm not saying Bitcoin is dead. We will rally and we will rally big. But we will go down first. It's a bear market, financial situation, political situation in the world, Russia, Ukraine, oil rising, gas, winter is coming, gas is going to go up. So yeah, basically, we could have a rally into the Fed. And if we want to, this insufficiency in the chart usually gets recovered sooner or later. It's not going to stay like that forever. Let's go on the smaller time frames to make a bit of sense of that. See, we have these red big candles. That tells us that's liquidity. Market makers building longs as price goes down. But we could come up and recover all of this to the T and possibly exceed it, get into this green channel that I have, this order block zone. But if we come up, this is all the way up to 22.8. Do we have any moving averages there? You like to look at that. Do we have any moving averages? Or what could happen before we get there? We could get stopped. We could move up and then just get rejected at the 0.618. So if we take a retracement from the peak of that to the bottom, if the move is done, and if we pump up, then I would think the 21.5, the 0.618 perfectly with the value area high of this fixed range volume profile. That would be a perfect place for me to say, okay, I will chance a short if I get stopped out. It is what it is, but it's the highest probable trade. Don't forget that Bitcoin acts funny around the 200 on the 1 hour. And our 200 at the moment is at 20,438, which I said if we broke out of this channel to the upside, we might visit 2,500. We might spike up, hit the level, and back down. Looking at this chart over here of Bitcoin, I have this level 19,692. It's been working as support and resistance for a very long time. If we go back, let me get rid of these fib circles. If we go back in time and look at this level, at the moment is our resistance, 19,692. Over here we were wicking it. Over here, okay, not much of respecting it, but we went down and came up almost immediately next day. So Over here, it was our resistance, November 2020. If you go back to 2017, if this goes back, this is on Bybit. I'll go to Bitstamp because Bybit doesn't have that much data. This is on Bitstamp. If you go back to 2017, that was the peak. We are at the moment testing the 2017 peak. Let me show you that. Very interesting. Look at that. 19663. What was the peak over here? 19666. We are literally just below the 2017 peak and we're testing it. I know that at 12,000 we have some interesting stuff happening there, so that's another possibility people are looking at. I believe we still have some gaps we didn't fill. They don't have to get filled, but sooner or later Bitcoin has filled almost every gap. We filled the 25, we came down 19, 18. I think we have some, look at that gap over here, not totally filled, around the 9 to 10k. A lot of people are saying 10k is possible, even lower numbers, but we need to trade it as it is, level by level. Okay, that's it for Bitcoin. Let me go to Ethereum. Ethereum has done a good job today. Very interesting. This is the January 2020 range value area high. I marked it off. And if we go lower, January 2020 demand wick, 2 demand wicks at these levels, 911, 994, almost 1000, and 1406.33, and January 2020 lows around 712.5. Now if you look at this, you can't make this up. Look at that, how it respected that. This is at 1406.33. Bitcoin came down to 1405.79. Imagine that, just a few cents from that. It's really, it's a very important level for, Ethereum. It's very important. It's not like we haven't done that before. This level I had marked before we even got there. We were at 16k probably when I marked it. I believe if I go on the daily, anyways, if you see over here, you can see how price reacts to this level. See, we consolidate if we're going up, and if we're trying to come down, we'll also do the same. We bounced off this wick, next few wicks, then we were able to come down and went back up. It's a very important level. So what am I saying is, 1406 is very important. And if we come down, we're in a descending channel, 1378, and my next level is 1276. If we lose 1276, then you'll be looking at 1000 and 911, and this level I was waiting for before. I was in Ethereum trade and we never got there. So yeah, Ethereum, if we take a wave count, if we say this was a 1, 2, and we're coming down to 3, 3 could be over. Let's see, our fib extensions, do they meet the third wave? Definitely. It's even longer than wave 1 probably. Let's go from the top to the bottom to the top over here. 1.272 exactly. Actually not 1.272. The 1-to-1, but it went lower than that. Possibly it could come to 1.618, and we bounce off for wave 4. And if it does that, we could go as high as, if it comes to 1.618, wave 4 can go up to again 1448, 1400 to 1448. So yeah, that's how you trade it. You could use Fibonacci retracement levels. If I'm speculating that we could go down to the 1378, and I know there is a possibility we might bounce from there and go to the 1444 or 1470, then I would take that chance. However, volume is still going down. This is on the 15 minute. Let's go on the higher time frames and look at volume. Let's look at volume and let's look at our moving averages, exponential moving averages. Our 50 at the moment is at 1597. This is on the 4 hourly. Let's go to a smaller time frame. Our 50 is at 1510, around 1507. Our 200 is up here at 1602. So my first resistance would be 1507, the 50 EMA. As you see, on a move down, we would retrace back to it, stall, and come back. So if I'm speculating further down movement, I would expect that would come here, stall, and go down, unless the down move is over and we start seeing momentum to the upside. If you haven't already, smash the likes and subscribe to the channel and click the notifications, don't forget that. Okay, that's for ETH. If we look at the SPY, the SPY isn't doing that good, and now we're closed. The markets are closed for the weekend. That's it. The SPY needed to hold 383 today, which it done a good job, and we retraced back up. The next level to watch for the SPY is the 390 and the 392. Let's look at the SPX. Let's go back to the SPY. There was a level I had over here. I can't find it for some reason. I think it was a 382 level, and we finally hit it. The Dow Jones has a strong correlation to Bitcoin, and at the moment I took a projection of this wave to be a correction to the upside as an A, B, and a C, and the C wave would at least come to the 1-to-1 of the wave 1. I'll get rid of that. We have the 200 EMA coming at 30,972. And how do I do it? I say, okay, we have moved down and we're moving up in a correction, possibly an ABC. So I take it from the bottom here, trend base fib, to the peak over here, and to the bottom again. And I see at least the C wave would go to the 1-to-1, possibly even the 1.618, which lies very close to the 200 EMA. I doubt that will happen today, as it's going to be closed for the weekend. But we're above the daily open for the Dow Jones. Nasdaq is something I like trading. Let's look at the high time frames and see how is the MACD looking. The MACD was starting to curl up a few days ago, and we decided to go back down the next few days. And stochastic crossing down. We're below the point of control. We got rejected over there. We got rejected at the point of control. We broke down. We didn't come yet to the value area low, which would be 11,137. I had taken, let me switch off indicators and get rid of that, and the fib retracement. The fib retracement, yeah, I'll get rid of it for now. I taken a trend line from the bottom wick to this wick and continuation, and as you can see, it behaved almost like Bitcoin. Went above and it came back down. So I see this as a commencement of a dump. So this could be a big one, this is a 2, this is a 3, and we're done with 3 possibly. And let's see, if we're done with 3, that could be just, it could have gone just to the 0.786, to the bottom of 1, to the top of 2. Yeah, if it's a wave 3, it just didn't even get to. I think wave 3 need to be a bit longer, at least 1-to-1, so the wave 3 could come to the 11,321. and after that we could go up in a wave 4. See over here. Bitcoin with my Elliott wave count. Let me turn off the indicators. So Bitcoin, Elliott wave count, and some targets. I'll show you some targets that I have, though they might make some people upset, but those are my targets. That's my projection. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't matter. I'll trade it either way. This is my projection for the wave 5 if it hits a 0.618 only. But if wave 5 is as long as the wave 1, if it's as long as this dump over here, then we could come even lower. If 1.618 brings us down, so let me tell you the levels to be aware of. First levels, my wave 3 could come if it's as long as the wave 1. Wave 3 will come to, this is looking from 25k range high. So essentially this was a wave 1. That's why they're so large. So the 25k was a 1, 2, and this is a count of the third wave. So yeah, so from the 25k, the 1-to-1 extension would bring us down to 1253. The 0.618 will bring us to 14,576. So this is what I'm expecting. If we go down, we come down to 16,126. If we take out 17,3, we could bounce again to 18,694 if it's going to be only 0.382 extension retracement. However, it could just be 0.236 and just fall short over here, retest of 17.5 and continue down. If we continue down wave 5, then I'll be looking at wave 5 first level 14. If 17.5 is broken, then I'll be looking at these levels, 16,126 for a bounce. If I get the bounce, then I know that we're probably coming up to 18,723. If not, then I'll look at higher levels. I'll look at my fib channels and other levels. And then we could be coming down. Once we finish 3 and we had the bounce, then I'll be looking at these targets. The 14,576, the 1253, and if it continues, then I'll be looking at this 7917. For the short term, I think we might have a bit of a spike up, and it might be interesting. It might be a small spike, but it is tradable. That's almost 3,000 points over here, almost $3,000 of a move. That's a huge move, but Bitcoin can just do it in one day. So there we go. That's 17%. We might have that going into next week, just before the Fed. Otherwise, we're just going to roll over. We've reclaimed the 19,692, that level, the horizontal resistance that I had. And now that will be our support. Simple. If you reclaim resistance, it's your new support. So that's what I'm looking at. And this level over here goes well if we go down today or within the hours, bring us down to 18,694, and that will just align perfectly with my Fibonacci channel. This channel was respected. Look at that. We bounce up. If you look at higher time frames, it will show you that they are just wicks, they're not even candles. So yeah, Thanks for watching. If you like the videos, hit the like, subscribe, and click your notifications. More trades. I'm out.